Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking, and welcome to the In-Flight News Report. And today, I talk about the latest news around Chris Hardwick. But first, let's check the headlines. Are you putting toilet paper on the holder properly? I think the only relevant question here is, are you using enough? Alright, let's get right into the news. Chris Hardwick returning as host of Talking Dead following investigation. AMC is standing behind TV host Chris Hardwick, who weeks ago was accused by an ex-girlfriend of sexual and emotional abuse. Following a comprehensive assessment by AMC working with Ivy Kagan Bierman of the firm Loeb & Loeb, who has a considerable experience in this area, Chris Hardwick will return to AMC as the host of Talking Dead and Talking with Chris Hardwick. AMC said in a statement to CNN, "We take these matters very seriously, and given the information available to us after a very careful review, including interviews with numerous individuals, we believe returning Chris to work is the appropriate step." Hardwick is expected to return as the host of Talking Dead, the after show for The Walking Dead and its spin-off series on August 12th, following the mid-season premiere of Fear the Walking Dead. Yvette Nicole Brown, who had been named interim guest host while the allegations against Hardwick were being investigated, will host The Walking Dead Season 9 preview special as previously planned on August 5th. She will also be a guest on the premiere of Talking Dead. Last month, actress Chloe Dexter posted an essay on Medium describing her almost 3-year relationship with an older celebrity who she said imposed strict rules on her behavior. So, I'm gonna read a little bit more of this, just to give the full context of, in case none of you know what's happening, or even know who Chris Hardwick is. He's the host of The Nerdist. He started the Nerdist, rather. It's a very nerdy website, if you're not familiar with it, but Dykstra29 wrote that he forbid her to have male friends, to speak in public, or to go out at night without him, and that she let him sexually assault me on multiple occasions. Every night I laid there for him, occasionally in tears, she wrote. So those are very serious things that should be taken seriously, but they have found nothing. They had the investigation, they found nothing. Obviously not a criminal investigation, but not enough to permanently fire him, which I had thought he had been fired and not suspended, which they suggest that he was suspended, or his show was suspended. But she didn't mention Hardwick, 46, by name, describing him as someone who grew from a mildly successful podcaster to a powerhouse CEO of his own company. But because of the details in her post, her boyfriend was almost 20 years older. They dated for 3 years. Readers drew the conclusion she was referring to Hardwick. So she doesn't actually name him. So he nearly lost a job over things that have not been proven, and things that he wasn't even actually named to have done. In a statement following Dexter's Medium essay, Hardwick said their relationship was not perfect. "We were ultimately not a good match, but denied the allegations of abuse. I'm devastated to read that she is now accusing me of conduct that did not occur," he said, and was blindsided by her post and always wanted the best for her. "As a husband, a son, and future father, I do not condone any kind of mistreatment of women." AMC suspended Hardwick's show, Talking with Chris Hardwick, while it assessed the accusations against him. Hardwick also stepped aside from moderating several panels at San Diego Comic-Con, which took place last week, with Brown filling in as moderator. So, the reason why I think any of this is important, because I guess I wouldn't, they were in a committed relationship, and maybe some shit happened, I don't know, some stuff happened. I would only hope it didn't, because then he's pretty much gotten away with it, but but they haven't found anything, and I don't know. I don't have any reason to suspect that they would covered up. Like, I mean, they're jackals. They're jackals. So what if he was guilty, then just throw him to the wolves. Why would you defend him? So yeah, it looks like he's innocent. And so the reason why I think this is important, though, is if you make a false accusation, then it doesn't do anyone any favors. This doesn't do the victims of actual abuse any favors. It certainly doesn't do this guy any favors. He nearly lost several jobs because of it. And just add a little more. Chris Hardwick, accuser, explains why she didn't participate in the investigation against him. Following AMC's announcement that Chris Hardwick would be reinstated as host, his ex-girlfriend and accuser, Chloe Dykstra, she said she didn't participate in the network's investigation into the emotional and sexual abuse allegations she leveled against him. I had been adamant since I came forward with my essay that I never set out to ruin the career of the person I spoke about. I could have provided more details, but chose not to, she wrote in a lengthy statement shared on Twitter. I have said what I wanted to say on the matter, and I wish to move on with my life. For that reason, I chose not to participate in the investigation against the person I spoke of. It's interesting that she still will not name him. I do not believe in an eye for an eye, and therefore I have only shared my evidence with those who I felt should see it. Dykstra said she shared her story so others might not feel so alone, and that she hoped to gain closure from it. So, I mean, that's great. It looks just oddly self-serving. She says, like, she doesn't want to ruin the career of anyone. Like, if you're gonna come out with this stuff, presuming it's true, you would want some form of justice, and you would, I mean, others might not feel so alone, yeah, but shouldn't that person be punished if all this was true? Which it's apparently not. I don't know, it looks fishy. I don't like thinking that way, but if there's no evidence, then it's just kind of out there. Yeah. I don't know what more to say, really. It doesn't look... It doesn't do it doesn't really change anything. I mean, he's back in, he's been confirmed to not... I mean, there has been investigation, so he's not this guy. So it's a lie, basically. And it doesn't do anyone any good. Because it isn't true. Thusly, it is a false accusation. Alright, well, that's enough for me. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a comment down below, share it with your fellow passengers, and subscribe if you want to see more. As always, make sure your seat back and tray tables are in their upright and fixed position, and I will see you on the beach.